Sarah walked to school every morning. It was always the same walk, past the green park, through the quiet streets, and by the old bookstore. But today was different. Today she saw something new. There on the sidewalk was a bright blue box. Sarah stopped and looked at it. The box was small, about the size of a book. It was a beautiful sky blue color that seemed to shine in the morning sun. There was a golden lock on the front, but no key. "That's strange," Sarah said to herself. She looked around, but no one was there. The street was empty. Should she pick it up? What if someone lost it? Sarah checked her watch. She still had 30 minutes before school started. That was plenty of time. Carefully, she picked up the box. It was very light, almost like it was empty. But when she shook it gently, she heard something move inside. Just then, she heard footsteps behind her. Sarah turned around quickly. An old man was walking toward her. He wore a dark green coat and had white hair. He smiled when he saw the box in Sarah's hands. "Ah," he said, "you found it." His voice was kind and friendly. "Is this your box?" Sarah asked. The old man shook his head. "No, but I've been looking for it. You see, this box is very special. It has been traveling around our town for 50 years. Sarah's eyes got big. 50 years, but it looks new." "That's part of the magic," the old man said with a wink. "The box appears to one person each year, always on this day, and that person gets to make one wish." Sarah looked at the box again. Could it really be magical? "But it's locked," she said. "How can I make a wish?" The old man reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small golden key. "You found the box, so you get the key." Sarah took the key with shaking hands. This was so exciting, but also a little scary. "What happened to the other people who found the box?" she asked. "Their wishes came true," the old man said. "But there's one important rule. You must make a wish that helps others, not just yourself. If you make a selfish wish, the box disappears forever." Sarah thought carefully. She could wish for many things: a new bike, better grades, or to be the best soccer player in school. But those were all selfish wishes. Then she remembered something. Last week she visited her grandmother in the hospital. Her grandmother was sick, and the doctors said she needed special medicine that cost a lot of money. Sarah's family couldn't afford it. "I know what to wish for," Sarah said. She put the key in the lock and turned it. The box made a soft clicking sound and opened slowly. Inside was a piece of paper that glowed with a soft blue light. Sarah picked it up and read the words that appeared. "Speak your wish with kindness true. Say the words meant just for you. Remember well what you've been told. A selfless wish is worth more than gold." Sarah took a deep breath and said, "I wish all the sick children and adults in our town's hospital could get the medicine they need to get better." The paper glowed brighter and brighter until Sarah had to close her eyes. When she opened them again, the paper was gone. The box was empty. The old man was smiling wider now. "A wonderful wish," he said. "Now you should get to school. But first," he handed her a small blue card. "This is for you." Sarah looked at the card. It was the same color as the box, and it had words written in golden letters. "Thank you for your kindness. Your wish will help many people. Tomorrow visit your grandmother in the hospital. You might be surprised by what you find." The next day after school, Sarah rushed to the hospital. When she got to her grandmother's room, she couldn't believe her eyes. Her grandmother was sitting up in bed, smiling and looking better than she had in weeks. "The doctors say it's a miracle," her grandmother said. "They found extra medicine in the hospital storage room this morning, enough for everyone who needed it. They don't know where it came from." Sarah smiled, remembering the blue box. She wanted to tell her grandmother everything, but she decided to keep the magic a secret. Sometimes the best magic is the kind you keep in your heart. For the next few weeks, Sarah read the local newspaper every day. There were many stories about the miracle at the hospital. All the sick people were getting better. Families who couldn't afford medicine before were now able to get what they needed. Sarah often walked by the spot where she found the blue box, but it never appeared again. Sometimes she wondered if it had all been a dream. But then she would remember the old man's kind smile and the way the paper glowed, and she knew it was real. 1 year later, on the same day, Sarah took her usual walk to school. As she passed the spot where she had found the box, she saw a young boy standing there. In his hands was a familiar bright blue box. Sarah smiled and walked on. It was someone else's turn to make a wish now. But wait, there's more to this story. What Sarah didn't know was that the old man in the green coat wasn't just any old man. He had been the first person to find the blue box, 50 years ago. Back then, he was a young boy who made a wish to help others. His wish was that the box would appear every year, giving kind-hearted people the chance to help their community. He became the box's guardian, watching over each person who found it, making sure they understood the importance of thinking of others before themselves. And Sarah? Well, her story wasn't over either. The day after she made her wish, she found something interesting in her backpack. A small blue notebook. Every time someone in town did something kind for others, the notebook would glow softly, and their good deed would appear on its pages in golden writing. Sarah kept the notebook secret, but she read it every night before bed. It showed her that magic wasn't just in the blue box, it was in the hearts of people who chose to help others. Years passed and Sarah grew up. She became a doctor at the same hospital where her grandmother had gotten better. She never forgot about the blue box and the lessons she learned that day. The best wishes are the ones that help others. Sometimes when she walks through the hospital halls late at night, she sees a familiar old man in a green coat. He smiles and winks at her, then disappears around a corner. And sometimes she hears stories from her patients about finding a mysterious blue box and making wishes that came true. But the most amazing thing? Every year on the anniversary of the day she found the box, Sarah discovers a single blue flower on her desk at the hospital. Next to it is always a small note written in golden letters that says, "Thank you for keeping the magic alive." And somewhere in town right now, the blue box is waiting for its next kind heart to find it.